There was once a young man named Arman, full of dreams, passion, and unstoppable energy. He wanted to build a business, create wealth, and become known as a wise and successful man in his community. From the outside, Arman looked like the perfect picture of ambition. Every morning, he would wake up before sunrise, write pages of ideas in his notebook, and spend long nights reading books about business, motivation, and personal growth. His room was stacked with books, sticky notes on the walls, and motivational quotes scribbled everywhere. And yet, nothing seemed to work. His business attempts failed. His partnerships fell apart. His mind was filled with so many plans that he never truly finished one. The harder he worked, the more frustrated he became. It felt like he was chasing success, but success kept running faster than him. The restless search. One evening, while walking in frustration through the marketplace, Arman overheard a group of men speaking about a wise old master who lived high in the mountains. People say he can change lives with just a few words, one man whispered. They say he has guided many into peace, wisdom, and success, another added. Arman's eyes lit up. For a long time, he had tried everything, books, lectures, strategies, but nothing gave him clarity. Maybe, just maybe, this mysterious master held the secret he was looking for. Without wasting time, Arman packed his bag the very next morning and set off for the mountains. The long climb. The path was not easy. The mountain was steep, covered in fog and rocks. Arman's legs ached, and several times he thought about turning back. But something in his heart pushed him forward. He told himself, if this man can show me the truth, then every step is worth it. Finally, after a long climb, he reached a small wooden hut. Outside sat an old man, calm and smiling, with eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of ages. The meeting. The old master welcomed Arman warmly. Welcome, young traveler. What brings you here? Arman bowed respectfully and replied with urgency in his voice. Master, I want to succeed in life. I have studied endlessly. I have filled my mind with knowledge from every book and lecture I could find. But still, I am confused and lost. Please teach me the secret to success. The master nodded slowly, then said, very well. But first, let us have some tea. The overflowing cup. The master placed 2 cups on the table. He picked up the teapot and began pouring tea into Arman's cup. The cup filled quickly, but the master kept pouring. The tea spilled over the sides, dripping onto the table and floor. Alarmed, Arman cried out, Master. The cup is already full. No more can go in. The master gently set down the pot, looked directly at Arman, and said, exactly. Just like this cup, your mind is already full of ideas, full of theories, full of noise. How can I teach you anything new unless you first empty your mind? The words struck Arman deeply. He froze in silence, realizing for the first time that his obsession with collecting information was the very thing blinding him from clarity. The master's teaching. That night, as Arman sat under the stars, the master's words echoed in his heart. Empty your mind. The next morning, Arman humbly asked, Master, how do I empty my mind? The master smiled and replied, by practicing 3 things: silence, letting go, and focus. Silence. Sit quietly each day. Do nothing but watch your thoughts. At first, your mind will scream like a storm, but if you are patient, the storm will pass, and peace will arrive. Letting go. Release the burdens of the past and the worries of the future. These are chains that weigh down your spirit. The man who carries too much cannot walk far. Focus. Instead of chasing 10 things, choose one. A scattered flame burns nothing, but a focused flame can melt steel. Arman listened carefully. These were not the kind of lessons he had read in books, they were simple, yet powerful. The practice. Arman stayed in the mountains for several weeks. Each day he practiced sitting in silence. At first, his thoughts attacked him like wild animals, memories of failures, fears of the future, endless worries. But slowly, as he observed them without judgment, they began to fade. He started letting go of regrets, forgiving himself for past mistakes, and releasing his fear of the unknown. And when it came to focus, he realized he didn't need to chase every idea in his notebook. He chose one simple project to dedicate his time to, pouring his heart into it with patience and attention. Transformation. Months passed, and Arman felt lighter. His heart was calmer, his vision clearer. When he finally returned home from the mountains, he was not the same man who had left. He no longer chased success like a desperate hunter. Instead, he walked with calm confidence, knowing that success would come naturally when his mind was clear. He restarted his business journey, this time focusing on one idea. Instead of rushing, he moved step by step, with patience. To his surprise, people noticed his calmness and clarity. They trusted him more. Opportunities came to him instead of him running after them. Slowly, his work grew. He achieved wealth, respect, and influence, but more importantly, he discovered peace. Years later, people came from all around to learn from Arman, just as he had once sought the master. They asked him, "What is the secret to your success?" Arman would smile gently and reply, "The secret is not in adding more but in emptying. An empty mind can see clearly. An empty mind can hear wisdom. An empty mind can focus on what truly matters." Lessons for all of us. The story of Arman carries timeless wisdom. In today's world, our minds are overloaded: social media, endless advice, constant comparisons, fear, and doubts. We live like cups that are always overflowing. But remember the lesson of the tea: a full cup cannot receive anything new. Silence creates strength. Sit in quiet moments daily. In silence, your deepest wisdom speaks. Letting go creates freedom. Stop carrying the weight of regrets and fears. Travel light in life. Focus creates power. Choose one path, one goal, and pursue it with devotion.